Holidays nale, adu namma GT Holidays da. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
My name is Jigyasa and I'm from India.com Z. First of all, a big congratulations for the film. My question is to you, Vikram sir. I would like to know that this film, as we can all see, it's based on a historical novel. And when we talk about history, there is a lot of that goes into the timeline. And when the film is about to release, there is scope when the representation of characters and the story is there. So sometimes people do, there's also scope for controversy that this character or this was misrepresented or something. So I want to know that do you fear the rejection for this, and if yes, then how do you prepare for it?
I've said this often, my blood group is B positive, so I'll stick to that. We'll be positive and we won't be expecting a negative reaction. So to start off, hi everybody, thanks a lot for the wonderful support that you gave us for PS1, and I think this is the right moment for me to say it on behalf of everyone again. Regarding your question, I think why the film worked in Tamil, it doesn't, I don't think many of you would have read the book in Hindi, but in Tamil, it was very true to the story, to what was written 70 years ago, and they loved that. So there was no misinterpretation, we've not changed anything. It's only in the second half, the second part that we're doing now, there are certain endings that are left open. He's kind of knotted them up in a very interesting fashion, and Mr. Mani Ratnam is the best that way, so I'm sure he will not disappoint you. And we are going in with, whenever we release a film, I think we never make a film where you go in feeling, will this work? You think it's going to work, or whether good or bad the film is, from anybody's point of view. You feel personally it's going to really do well. And when we've already seen the wonderful response we got for part 1, and we were not surprised. We didn't think that it would break all records in the South, but in Tamil Nadu especially. But we knew it's going to do really well. So even when we thought of it as one part, it was a beautiful film. So the debate we had in the dubbing theatres or wherever we used to meet during shoot was, if it's 2 parts, won't it be a little dicey because the introduction happens only in the first part. So will the audience feel involved enough, to watch the first part and, like it? The second part has everything. So already we were feeling that the second part is what everybody would want to see. So judging by what happened in the first part, I would understand that the second part would also be received very well. And especially in the South, I don't know if you've seen the news, you had people who've not been to theatres in 40 years or 50 years come to the theatre on wheelchairs with oxygen cylinders, grandparents being carried to the theatres. It was because they wanted to see this. Not just because it had history in it or a part of history. There's something about the Tamil culture which was there, and everybody felt they needed to be a part of it. And that book has been a classic for the last so many years. There's no other book that has come out that just beaten it. And the beauty of that book is every character is so important. Every character is so well etched. And like they said, the women were empowered and the men were all, and all characters are great. There's no character who's good or no character who's bad, except maybe Ponniyin Selvan. But he too has his doubts. So every character is justified in what they do. So this is a film which is like, the audience is going to love it any which way. And we are very confident. And I'm sure did you like the first part?
Yes.
Did you see the?
Yes.
You did? I think you'll love this one, the second part.
Eagerly waiting for it.
Pranta this side from Salamatra. First of all, the PS2 team is looking fab right now in front of the ring.
Thank you.
Second thing, see, when you get to know about the movie, whether it was PS1 or PS2, you guys are wearing so heavy costumes, whether the jewelries are there or the male costumes what they are having. So how difficult was it to carry on for that whole set and daily on the basis, as so much time was there for the implementation of the film was taking place?
I think it was one of the first times that the men had to be worried about hair and earrings and jewelry, and we'll never envy the heroines again. It's so difficult, and the thing is fighting. And we used to have this armor, and actually it was easier for us because we thought let's try being as real as possible. So it was leather, but even then it used to chafe, it used to cut. So even when you swing, it's hard. It's not like cloth. And then riding, and you cannot bend, you cannot turn. I remember I think Karthi also has a back problem now. I had a major problem for almost 3 months. So it was very difficult. And it's not as easy as shooting any other film. You just go there, shoot, and then you chill, and you talk to your friends. And you're forever constantly checking your earrings and your hair and your armor, and did you miss out on anything? And you always are stiff. Even when you act, you need to, and you have to act princely. It's so difficult. Like, I think the most number of takes I had was walking into Nandini's chamber. He said, no, you're walking. And I said, no, I'm okay, sir. I went and saw the monitor, and I was actually walking in like some college dude, I was like, happily. And then I said, yeah, shit, no, sorry, I need to change the walk. And, it's a very different body language. But there's a lot of discomfort. But I think you feel like a prince, or you feel like a princess. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And in the Maniratnam's film, when you walk into that set and you see it and you realize that this could happen in a palace. And it's so beautiful. Whatever you saw on screen, I mean, I don't even think Ravi did a beautiful job, because like his name is like a painting. But I don't think he could capture the beauty of it all, the grandeur of what we saw and what we felt. So in spite of all that, we really felt good. And there was hardship, only hardship. But I'm sure all of us, if Manisa asked us for another sequel for Ponniyin Selvan or PS3, we'll be there. We loved every second.
See, this movie is based on a novel, which was written by Kalki, and it was written 70 years back. And he himself had done a lot of research before he wrote it. And the Neelakanta Shastri, who wrote Chola Dynasty, was his very close friend. So all the scriptures and the references that he got was handed over to Kalki, and with that he wrote this fiction. So it's not entirely history, but it's historical fiction. So all the references are already done, and all the research is already done by Sri Kalki.
But as an actor, how did you approach?
Of course, the characters are so well edged. All the characters, every single character has layers. There's so much to actually make a whole film with each character. So he had written everything already. But few of us have always read the history during the 10th century. And like for example, Toradani sir had done enough research to see how to bring back those palaces. And for example, Eka had done so much research on the costumes. So all that research was done with respect to history and referred by historians. So a lot of care was taken on that aspect.
So people are they are in awe with your dancing, and they want to know about a lot more about your singing. So any song of your choice. So could you please just sing a few lines from any song that you can do for us?
Down south, when people have asked me to do this, I'm point blank refusing. I will never ever sing. If I come to Delhi and do it, I don't think I'll be allowed inside Chennai ever again. So let's save the singing for later.
Okay, ma'am. Any dialogue that from your, like, we would love to hear your voice,
Sing Happy Birthday.
anything, any dialogue maybe from the movie. Your favorite dialogue.
Uyirongolodiyan Devi.
Aapka, mera jeevan aapka, what? Will you say it correctly? What?
Mera jeevan aapka hai is the right one.
Are you asking me? I don't know. She says that's wrong. Blah 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 blah. Is that right?
Meri heart aapka hai.
Heart. Heart is.
Mera dil aapka hai.
We should do it like SRK.
ऐसा